work, long-term value work. Delegate non-wealth generating tasks. So if something is a task that's taking a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, and you can delegate it to somebody who can do it, do it. But let me finish this first. Hold on. Maximize productivity by investing energy wisely. Talk here though about harmony, sharpness. Yeah, okay. So let me start over. Focus on long-term value work. So the work that you're putting in, your energy, make sure it has long-term value. For instance, the energy that I'm putting into this channel, it has long-term value because you know what? This is an extension of my brand. This is the woman behind Not Your Child Corp, my current business, or one of, right? Not only that, it has potential long-term value if the channel grows, and if it continues and people find value in it, then it could be another stream of income, right? I'm not just doing it just to do it. I started it to help my community, so that's goodwill, right? And that's also income when it comes to other people, resources, right? But it can also give me monetary income, and it also helps when it comes to my brand. So I'm winning on different levels. You have to be able to see things that way. That's how you see where you're allocating your energy. Okay. And so basically, not only am I using time to do it and time to learn, right? Because between reading the books, I've been watching YouTube videos on what best practices for YouTube, what not to do for YouTube, right? Because I have to learn the place and the playing board that I'm playing on in order for me to do it really well and up to Julia's standards. I have to know what I'm doing, and I have to know what to do, what not to do. So that means I have to learn. Okay. So that now is taking time to learn, as well as cognitive energy, mental energy to learn. But the return on investment is worth it. That's how you have to look at things. You must look at things that way if you really want to build wealth and not waste your time. So delegate non-wealth generating tasks. Now, it depends. So say watching the YouTube videos to learn about it, say that's not generating, that's not a generating task, wealth generating task, but it really is. Because me learning how to do it will make my channel actually better. I'm giving you examples here just with this channel because I know it's low-hanging fruit, so it's easier for people to understand, right? So me watching the YouTube videos on what not to do, what to do, people might say, okay, that's not wealth generating, but it is, because it's actually education. It's actually me investing in it. However, if I was very, 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 very busy, like say I had a plethora of events, right? And I still need to continue with the channel. What I would do is I would pay somebody to optimize the channel. But that's not good enough, because then you're going to have to keep paying them, right? Because you don't know. So that is why with me personally, I don't pay for certain things. When it comes on to me knowing, I need to know, because I need to know what I'm doing. I can't rely on somebody else when it comes on to knowing what I'm doing, if it's a field that I'm playing in. Okay. So some things you do not delegate. Some things you do. But again, as I said, it's relativity. It's relative to how much you actually come in, because again, here is the lesson. Here is the lesson. I said time and money are related. Remember I said that? Right. So if you delegate a task to somebody, guess what? You're not going to pay them in food. You're going to pay them in money. It's going to cost you money. So if you don't pay that money, then guess what? It's going to cost you time, because you are going to have to sit down and do it yourself. Me, that's why I say certain things like this when it comes down to learning the YouTube channel, learning what to do, what not to do, right? That is something that I don't mind spending the time on, because once I spend the time on it, it will help me to make the money, and I'll know what I'm doing. And I won't have to rely on paying somebody to do it for me blindly. because I know what I'm doing. Right? Now, after I learn it, right, and I can do it myself, let's say I get very, very busy, then what I can do is actually say to the person, listen, I just want you to do this one task because I know exactly what I want you to do because I have already have the knowledge. You see what I mean? So everything takes thought. You have to think about things like that. Now, we're moving fast today. Maximize productivity by investing energy wisely. Yes. Talk here, though, about the harmony, sharpening the saw. Yeah. So, in other words, I don't want you to think that you only invest energy in things that, make you money per se, because a part of productivity is sharpening the saw. Exercise. That's not necessarily generating your money, but guess what? It's putting you in the right frame mind to generate the money. Guess what? It's you taking care of your body and your health physically so that you can sit at the computer for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours and do some deep work. Okay? So sharpening the saw, cooking for yourself so you don't have to spend out there, and it's actually good mental relief. That makes you more efficient when you get back behind the computer, when you get back behind the Zoom call, when you get back on the phone. You have high energy. You need high energy as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as any, you need your high energy, right? You need your high, and that's something that I had to learn. Hi, TG Media, blessings. That's something that I learned the hard one. If you can see some of my old videos from Friday Fun Facts from my actual business, not your child court, you can see when I was under the stress. You probably don't see it because I was still smiling for the camera, etc. Right? But the stress is there. Like I had on extra weight, everything, because my body was suffering because I was working 14 hours a day. Right? But that is what I had to do to get to where I am. But as soon as I realized it, I said, you know what? No, I need to make some other changes here. Right? And actually go back to my healthy lifestyle, because I was pretty healthy before that, but the business almost made me, I sacrificed a lot, my health included, right? But you live and you learn. So I want you to learn from me so you don't have to learn from you. Okay. Now, right. So sharpening the saw. So don't think that, oh, I'm not spending any money on anything that doesn't make me money, so I'm not going to spend this $10 to go to the movie. No. If you are stressed and that stupid $10 movie will give you a breather, do it. Because the return on investment, hi Ryan Williams, blessings. Because the return on investment from you spending that $10 is more than the $10. Think about it that way. What is your ROI, your return on investment, right? That is the same, and that ties into not buying things just to impress people. Those red bottom heels that cost like $4,000. Listen, man, don't buy me that. Give me the money, right? And I had an ex-boyfriend who would like to buy me. I said, listen, first of all, don't pick anything for me. But secondly, I appreciate it, but don't buy me nothing expensive like that. Why would I need that bag? Give me the money. I know what to do with it. I've always been that way, right? So maximize your product by investing in. Yeah, so this ties into what is the return on investment there? Okay, so you buy this red bottom heels for $4,000. I hope these people don't hate me too much. I hope it doesn't. Well, whatever. Still, you buy this for red bottom heels for $4,000. What was the return on investment in that? Okay, everybody else got to see you in red bottom heels. Great, you have red bottom heels, and guess what? You're gonna be walking on them and then scratch up. Have you seen them? Have you seen them after they wear it like 2-3 times? Right. So what was the return on investment there? Just to show that you could afford red bottom heels to impress who? People who probably don't even like you, or probably it doesn't even matter. Right. Where could you have used that $4,000 towards what? Especially if you have a child. Is this college fund paid off yet? These are the things that you have to look at when people try to flash off on you and pose off on you. Right? Right. So, right. As I said before, you can look nice, you can look well put together. You just have to have your own style. Buy good quality and take care of it. Same thing with people. You meet good quality people, take care of them. Good quality things, good quality people, take care of them. There are resources. Okay. All right. Next. Relationship between time and money. We were just talking about that today, just now. I'm going to get a whiteboard for you guys soon. Relationship between time and money. Sorry, my back. I need to go for a swim. All right. Time allocation influence financial outcome. Yes. Time allocation, where you spend your time. Remember, my mentor was talking to me about energy leaks, right? Time management and money management are interconnected. That is true. That is very true. And sometimes when you find people who cannot manage their time, it's very telling that they cannot manage money as well. Very telling. You will see it in experience. You will see what I'm talking about in experience. Okay. So time management and money management, they're interconnected. In other words, something is going to either cost you time, you're going to do it yourself, or it's going to cost you money. You're going to pay for somebody else to do it. So you're paying for their time. So they're using their time to earn money. You are using your money to save you time. It's a loop. And that's why I should have got the whiteboard for you. Guys, I've just been so busy I didn't get the whiteboard. I'm so sorry. Because this deserves other diagrams that I couldn't put on the PowerPoint. Gain from Pain Music. I'm here courtesy of Imhotep. Hi, Gain from Pain Music. I'm glad that you're here courtesy of Imhotep. But I hope you stay because the information keeps you. Okay, so welcome. Everybody's welcome, right? So time and money are interconnected, right? They're interconnected. Hi, darling. They're interconnected. Either it's going to cost you time or it's going to cost you money. Either it's going to cost you time to do it yourself or it's going to cost you money to pay for somebody else's time for it to be done. Your voice is not to keep it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right? All right. So now key quotes pertaining and Miss Julia's explanation. I know. I write to myself in the third person. Deal with it. Wealthy people allocate their most precious resources, time and energy, strategically, right? So that's what I want you guys to always do. Be strategic about where you spend your time and your money. These are our resources, right? Time and energy and money. Okay? Miss Julia, is that you in the pink? In the flash, that's me. So what does it mean? Focus drives results. Wasted time is lost forever. You're not going to get more time. Where are you going to get more time from? Everybody has 24 hours in a day. You see this? This was actually for Imhotep's channel, actually. But I said, let me use it for my breathalyzers. And he didn't do he's sticking to his live stream, so it don't make no sense. So I found use for it. So this here, right? This is how much time has passed. This is how much time you think is left. This here in the middle is where you are now. Nobody knows how much sand they have left. Nobody knows. Okay? All you know is how much time has passed. The sand that's down here, unless you reset, it cannot go back up there. Okay? Time and energy. Must be strategic about it. You're not going to get back your time. Right? So focus drives results. Wasted time is lost forever. But if you learn, it's not wasted time. If you learn, it is not wasted time. So how you use your time determines how you use your money. Remember, I said that to you guys. Time, if you find somebody who cannot manage time, more than likely they are very sloppy with their money. Okay, time and financial management are tightly linked. They're very, very tightly linked. Okay. All right, so now let's go over this chapter. We're almost finished, guys. Almost halfway. I did it purposefully to go fast so that when anybody wants to call in, we can call in and talk about it. Now, here's the insights from this chapter. Millionaires manage time and energy as carefully as they do their money. Big facts. Big facts. I want you guys to start to audit things. I want you guys to start looking at your activities and seeing, is this a need? Is this a good spend of my time? Would it be a better return on investment to just pay somebody to do this? Or should I be doing this myself? See what I mean? Focus on activities that create wealth. Avoid distractions that waste resources. Avoid things that just waste your time and is not doing anything for you. Just like Invest was talking about, me and Invest was talking about 3 weeks ago when I was telling him about the diagram my father drew me, where entertainment and education links in the Venn diagram. So you have entertainment here, you have education here. The sweet spot is where they link, right in the middle there. That's a sweet spot. So when I am watching those YouTube videos about what not to do on YouTube and what to do on YouTube, not only is it education, but it's also entertainment for me, but it's also education, right? So I'm actually learning, and it's actually going to save me money, right? Because it's going to stop me from losing my channel, as well as I don't have to pay somebody. I don't have to depend on anybody. I don't have to keep running to email every minute. What I do for here? What I do for here? No, because I'm learning it myself, right? So focus on activities that avoid distractions that waste resources, right? You will never find me just sitting down watching TV unless it's something educational, or unless I really, really need a mental break and I have decision fatigue. Sometimes I get those decision fatigue and I just need to but it won't be for long, right? Prioritize work that builds long-term value. We were talking about that before. Delegate tasks that do not generate wealth. Again, balance. Not because it's written, mean you believe it. You have to decide what the task is worth to you for your return on investment, your own return on investment. You have to decide that. For instance, let's see. If it's going to take me 3 hours to clean my car and to detail my car, it's going to take me 3 hours to detail my car. And I know after that, I'm going to be so tired. Guess what? 3 hours, $100 to pay the guy to do it. I'm paying him the $100 to do it because my 3 hours is worth way more than the $100. I could be using that 3 hours to do something else for my business that will actually generate wealth. I could use that 3 hours to actually learn something that will actually protect my business. So that 3 hours to me, the $100 is not worth it. So I'd rather pay him the $100 to let him clean the car it won't even take him 3 hours because he's a pro at it. It'll take him an hour. But me, it will take me 3 hours. Right? So is it worth it? And then after I finish cleaning the car for 3 hours, I'm tired. I can't do anything. I can't even learn anything. No. So certain things you have to delegate, right? Certain things you have to delegate. But it's for you to actually know yourself and know what is worth the return on investment to you and your time. That is why there's no one size fits all thing when it comes to building wealth, right? And that's why I talk to you guys about it this way, because I want you to think about it for your own family and for your own self. That's what I want. I don't want you to just think that I know everything, because I'm learning too, and I still use these practices. That's fine, right? But that doesn't mean that what I do is the holy grail. It may not be the holy grail for you, because guess what? I don't have children. You might have children, so you have other things to consider. You have other people to consider, right? You probably have more things to balance. Okay? So you have to sit with yourself, understand your family, and see where you can start, where your finish line ends and where your starting line begins. Okay, so quotes and examples. I like to give you guys these examples so we can drive these quotes home. Hi, Brando Music Review. Blessings, bro. Good to see you. Right, quote 1.